Why do people give up on their pets? Hi, this is Amelia from AmeliaJohnson.com, and that's a question that is asked quite a bit. You know, if you love a pet, how can you possibly give up on it? When Gusto and I were out walking this morning, we were talking to different individuals. One was a woman at the church, cleaning up around the church, and we talked about the church cat. Now, Gusto highly respects his cat, and he is a feral cat, but he's a very friendly feral. He just won't let people adopt him, and he won't let people really catch him. So what the church has done is provided him with an outside home and plenty of food. This way, this cat lives the life he wants to live, and people are providing for him, and he's avoiding the shelter. So we met another fellow who was walking his two dogs, and Gusto and those two dogs, I'm sure, would have interacted irresponsibly, shall we say, so we kept the dogs away from each other. But he was telling me his son had just adopted, or had just brought into his home, a golden doodle that was now 8 months of age. And of course, this is the age that Gusto is also, so I could understand when he was describing the behavior of the puppy and how he was hoping he would be able to live through it as the grandfather of this dog. And when I talked to the pet trainer that Gusto and I have been going to, she said most dogs are given up at the age of 7, 8 months of age because they're just little rascals at that time. And, you know, Gusto's a sweetheart, but he has his moments. And it's just a matter of him needing more exercise, you know, just to get that extra piss and vinegar out of his system. So anyway, I wanted to do some research on this. Why do people actually give up on their pets? Have the reasons changed? When I was a pet sitter, I knew that most people would contact me or, you know, their veterinarians or groomer for help if they were moving. And this still remains the number one reason why people give up on their pets, because they're moving and they can't take their pets with them. This would be a heartbreak. And I know I had been in that situation when I was much, much younger. I had been given a dog that I fostered, but yet I couldn't take him with me. He was a very large dog. And that's the other thing that I found out. Large dogs end up in shelters and are not adopted out as readily as the little guys under 25 pounds. So I knew what a heartbreak that was for me, even though that wasn't my dog, to not be able to keep that dog. So moving is the number one reason for both dogs and cats. In fact, the top 7 reasons are the same for both dog and cat owners. So I'll go to the second one. The landlord is not allowing pets. And this is the same for both dogs and cats, it's 6%. And I've known many people when I had my pet sitting service, I was pet sitting animals that were either pocket pets or cats that were in apartments where the landlord did not allow pets. But because they could hide these pets and the pets were quiet, people got the pets anyway. So that's the number 2 reason. Number 3 is too many animals in the household. This is 4% dogs and 11% cats. And this is understandable. Not all dogs get along with each other. You can have 2 dogs in a household. When you get 3, it changes the dynamics. And when you have more than that, you better have a whole lot of experience in managing those dogs and making sure they're happy and healthy and they're not getting into fights all the time. And with cats, it seems like people can't own just one cat, or it seems like people that do the cat rescue and bring the cats into their homes always have more than one, more than 2, more than 3. I had a pet sitting assignment where I was taking care of 40 feral cats in a 3-story home. And it didn't start out to be this way. But when these women found these cats in colonies, they were rescuing them, and they were getting them adopted out after they had their veterinary care. But often these female cats were pregnant and they'd end up with all these kittens. So it was quite a chore to take care of those 40 cats. Okay, so number 4 is the cost of pet maintenance. And of course that is always going up. We hear it all the time. You take your pet to the vet and you are lucky if you get out of there with less than $200 as a vet bill for just routine things. So number 5 is the owner having personal problems. 4% dogs and 4% cats, so that's even. And this happens, goodness knows, for health reasons, for divorce reasons, for job-related reasons. But that's number 5. Number 6 is the inadequate facilities. And I would think this would be greater for dogs, but it's still only at 4% for dogs and 2% for cats. So that's not a big factor, but yet it is a factor. And then number 7 is no homes available for litter mates. And this is 3% dogs and 6% cats. So these probably are more than likely unplanned pregnancies, and people are finding themselves with, litters and not enough homes for all the litter mates. And surprisingly, the number 8 reason is having no time for a pet. I would think this would have been higher because I see so many people where both people in the home are working, or the family situation where the kids now have so many outside activities that there's really no time for the pet. But this is actually down to number 8. And that's for the dogs, 4% in dogs. But the number 8 reason for cats is 8% of people that have cats are allergic to them. And is that really true, or is that an excuse? And that's a whole nother debate. So number 9 is pet illnesses, 4% for dogs, and the number 9 reason for cats is cats soil the home. And I find this is true if there's a stray cat outside and you have a male cat on the inside that is marking the territory on the inside. Or in one case when I was pet sitting, family members would bring their own cats so they wouldn't have to hire a pet sitter. And it so disturbed the resident cats that the resident cats would continue to mark after the family cats went home. So that's rather sad that cats in their own home end up having bad behavior and end up either having to be euthanized or adopted out. And the number 10 reason for dogs was 3% of them bite. And, for cats, the number 10 reason for 2% of the cat population was incompatibility with other cats. And I found that to be quite frequent with the cats that I would pet sit. People would try to adopt another cat, but it just was not compatible with cats that they already had. So that's why people give up on their pets, hopefully. You don't ever have to give up on a pet. And the last statistic that I'm going to bore you with is most dogs, 96%, had not received obedience training. So let me know what you're doing to either adopt a pet or, make sure a pet has a home. If you're a friend, you may not want to give a friend a pet because that friend may take that pet out of obligation. And it turns out there's another statistic where friends often give up a pet that they have been given by another friend. So let me know your thoughts on that. I will have a blog post on this topic because it is an important topic, especially at this time of year when people seem to bring pets into their home as a gift. I know my last dog was a planned dog, but I did receive her on Thanksgiving Day, and for that I'm forever thankful because she was with me for over 13 years. So again, what are your thoughts on who gives up their pets and why? And hopefully you will never ever have to do that. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.